この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Mushishi, and we are on to Zoku. We're on the second season. Something that I didn't realize until I looked it up this morning is that Mushishi Zoku aired a full 9 years after the first season of Mushishi. I was not aware that there was that much of a wait, and it's kind of crazy. I looked through the staff, and as far as I can tell, it's pretty much the same people working on it, but with a 9 year gap between the production of one to the other. So this will be interesting. We'll see how much it's changed and whether it feels any different. But I kind of expect it to be very similar and not that different, which again is kind of interesting that a show can air 10 years later almost in the industry, and maybe the technology has developed a little bit, maybe the amount of stuff that's done with computers has developed a little bit, but mostly I think it's probably going to be about the same. But we're going to have to wait and see and actually watch this first episode and find out. Either way, it's another season, so there are going to be some new things. We're going to have a different OP, I think, which kind of sucks because I really love the Sore Feet song by Ali Care. I really like it, but I kind of assume that they're going to pick another really good song for an OP, and we'll probably find out in the first minute or so of this episode what that actually is. But it's just another episode of Mushishi. It's just the start of a new season, and I'm curious where they're going to start us and what kind of story it's going to be and how that's going to lead into the rest of this season. Other than that, I think I don't want to say too much here at the beginning. Let's get right on into it and watch this first episode of Mushishi Zoku. If you're coming along on the journey, welcome to the journey. We got 2 seasons of Zoku, right? So there's a good chunk of Mushishi left, and that makes me a happy boy. So I've got Mushishi Zoku episode 1 up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you want to do a syncy thing and sync up your own copy of the episode with the timer-based version, you are welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready because the beep timer to count you down will be coming at you right now. Let's go. Okay. Same actress. Same visuals. Same visuals as were in Hihamukage. Not the same as season 1. Yeah. Thank you for the intro. Hey. That's very pretty. The rippling water and the reflection in it. That's very cool. Oh, a female singer. Shit, she's got an amazing voice. Shiver by Lucy Rose. Okay. Wow. So very, very breathy. I love that. All right. I'm down. Yeah, cool. Ooh, that's similar. Who's speaking? A normal guy? Gonna stumble upon some mushy stuff? Oh. But is it? Yeah, this is really low. Oh. Forest party. Everybody get fucked up. Literally the banquet at the edge of the forest. Okay. I see a white-haired person. Okay, it's not Ginkgo. Hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Turn around, walk away. Okay, that glowing. Yeah, that's like light stuff. But he made it out because he told the guy the story, so. Oh, did he become a sake brewer or something like that? Mm-hmm. 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 So he's not working for his father, but he is following in his footsteps. Nice. Hmm. Otototototo. Uh-huh. So he can't see them, he feels them almost. Are they following the sake? The sake? Yeah, they're stealing it. Uh-huh. Kiddo, you been drinking? But he hasn't. The Mushi have. He knows. Interesting. So that means my sake was good. Oh. Right. Okay, so he's constantly chasing that golden magic from the river. Yeah, that was pure life. I can imagine. It never will. This is true. Until it's not. Interesting. Hmm. Whoa. That is some golden glow, dude. Are you gonna stumble upon the banquet? Hotototo, indeed. I love how the forest floor looks. Hmm. You see a light? Hmm. Oh boy. No, you ingested it, so you got a little bit more and you can see it now. And they want your booze, boy. Pay for that. Hey, you gotta pay for that. Can I see some ID? That was weird. Well, you might just get the chance to find out whether what you brewed is actually good enough. Hi. Hi! Oh, it's fully Koki. Just a little bit, yeah. To sate the mushi. Yeah. That's the golden goodness. I'm new here. Oh, they're all Mushishi? Bloop. Oh, thanks, bro. That's pretty freaking awesome. I like keeping them like a beehive? Oh yeah, they all have the box backpacks. They gather to share and trade trade knowledge. That's freaking cool. Hello. Some what's? Hard bargain. I'm talking to you. This is just the sake that I brewed. Yeah, no thanks on the cigs, man. How about that weird flying dried out thing? Was that the cup that his... It was his dad's. Uh, yeah. I guess, man. I guess. Bloop. So they, like, collect Koki? No, they use it for the mushi. Oh, it's clearly a lure. But what else? What have I stumbled into? I love this premise. Whoa. 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 All right, everybody, show's over. Please stop surrounding me and making me feel uncomfortable. What are they doing? This is Watari? That's Isaza. Hmm. Hmm. That seems not good. Okay. People running out of Koki. Whoa, hello, child. Yeah, kind of like a procession. All carrying their koki. For some kind of ritual. Circle of filled cups. And the bottle in the middle. Are they calling some kind of greater Mushi? Whoa. Um. So a little bit, and then it refills them completely. Because it's not actually koki. It's just really damn good sake. I didn't mean to. Yeah, it's very confusing. Not intentionally, but you clearly just stumbled into a weird ritual. They all put devil masks on and come after him with knives. No. I think they just want to find out what's going on. Hello, Ginkgo. I'm sure Ginkgo will find him. Oh, hello. Ah. Yeah, you have no idea what's going on here, do you? Okay. And you made that shit? That's pretty good. Concise to the point and entirely true. Yeah. Are you pulling from the light vein? Mm-mm. Started using Mushi somehow. Ah. And it glowed. Yeah, sake shouldn't glow, dude. That's not normal. Plants pulling from the light vein. Oh. Those were the same Mushi. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Sweet. Well. Oh. No selling your dankest product. Yeah, that would be weird. Okay. Could be really useful, though. I don't know, I feel like you could sell a lot of that. It's so strong, it makes you see shit. I'd buy it. Oh. Microbial Mushi. Ugh. So you are the first. Hot damn, dude. You're literally a genius. Pure life energy. Oh. Well, they're living things. Spirits, kind of. Can I get some? I'll buy some. For sure. You want to sell some to some Mushi? They'll buy it. Hmm. Oh, well, shit. All with box backpacks. Interesting. AA. Drum up some side business for you. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Spring has sprung. Yep, they were weird. Ha ha. He never got to, did he? He never drank the cookie. Uh. Oh. Oh, it's about family. Oh. That's freaking dope. I like this episode a lot. I like a lot about it. Hear the sake. It says, drink me. Get fucked up. Oh, cool background. When life isn't going my way, I just go on a quick LSD trip and I figure things out. All good. Jesus. Hmm. That's cool as hell. Yeah. Yeah. Great first episode. Really, really solid. And great as a first episode as well. Really solid. Oh, it makes me feel so comfortable. I don't know. It makes me want to just like lay down and fall and take a nap. Not that it's like sleep inducing or in any way boring. It's just so comfy. God damn. What's next? We're gonna find out because we're gonna watch it. The the warbling seashell. That's an interesting one. Okay, new season of Mushishi. So for starters, the opening, I really like the opening song. We're gonna hear it a whole bunch of times. So, and also as with the previous opening, it's not like the visuals are showing stuff. You know, in a lot of anime, we show like a bunch of characters, we can theory craft and bullshit. That is not a. It's not. It doesn't apply to Mushishi. Just a cool pond or river or something with petals falling and reflections and cool surfaces. Her voice in the OP is absolutely fantastic. And then we get into the episode, and everything feels about the same. It doesn't feel like there's been a massive change. Maybe a little bit of like increased fidelity with some of this forest stuff, but the overall background art didn't have much room for improvement, and so I wouldn't expect more like a bunch of improvement. Some of the things like just the feeling of these barrels, they feel really good. There might be something with the way that light bleeds, and creates this sort of misty impression, and just little bits of little tools to add to the most important thing about the show Mushishi, the thing we talked about in episode 1 of season 1, which is its atmosphere. And still the atmosphere remains and is pretty much freaking perfect. It couldn't be much better than it is, I don't think. Um I really like these. I don't like how this is a little bit jerky just because of frame rate. It's not smooth, but that's necessary because of the nature of the animation. But I love the way that the forest floor looks and the way that the Mushi look and the way that the characters look. Still got very much that same feel that we got from Nagahama's directing, where we've got these like really expressive and interesting and pensive kind of close-ups of characters in a lot of circumstances, or characters on whited out backgrounds to show themselves in their own minds and stuff. And similarly, like cut off faces, small portions of the character just to show their expressive facial features and convey as much to us as possible. And it works, man. It works. I also think that the sound design is, if not, if it's at least as good. And it's hard to put a finger on this because it's so different all the way through, but I feel like the sound design in this episode was really on point. The crunch of leaves underfoot, the very light bubbling of the sake, the little bits of ethereal warbling off in the background distance as he or his father approach the weird banquet and like strange things begin occurring. Everything just comes together to make a feel. The little bits of water sloshing in a jug, all of these bits of sound design are really, really cool and are really, really good. The crunching of leaves under feet, and then the mixing of all of it with the voice actors track is it's so freaking good. I also really like the premise of the episode, which is effectively and essentially an ordinary person stumbles upon the world of Mushishi and accidentally gets involved in a way that's potentially even dangerous, right? But it's all also wrapped up in this familial dynamic between him and his father, this desire to follow in his father's footsteps and understand the same art and the same craft that his father took, like made his own. There's just so much to this episode, and it kind of immediately makes me fall in love with these individual characters who we're not going to see again, while Ginkgo gets to play a more side role as he's just the primary interface between this character and the world of Mushishi, and the one who enables him to continue on living, potentially. I don't know what the Mushishi would do to him, knowing that he sold or traded fake sake or fake koki. Um, I love the way that the Mushishi the Mushishi that the Mushi look. They're all yeah. I was just wanting to confirm that they're animated on ones, because they're these weird ethereal shapes and they don't have to be like quote unquote on model. They can be animated on ones, which makes them feel very different and more fluid and more movementy than all of the humans in the story, which is really freaking cool. Let me just see if that's consistent through. It is. So they're on ones. They're on ones. They're on ones, and I think that's a really cool thing. I also love the idea that Mushi just like they meet up to have this weird ritual, which seems to be like the one person puts a few drops of koki around and then it bubbles up into their primary jug in order to fill it so that they have more for I don't know the year, and can use it for whatever purpose they need it for. But they also use this as a gathering to exchange information and to make trades. And we find out where Ginkgo gets his cigarettes. Apparently they're special Mushi cigarettes, so that's cool. um there's just so much to the episode. There's a lot here. And then again, similar things with the character faces and the gradient backgrounds. Um, Everything feels just right on, just maybe a little bit evolved, and maybe most of that evolution is in the sound design. But Isaza and some other characters finding a location, and there are some hints at like the light stream is going a little bit more underground. Things are changing in the world continuously, but we don't necessarily know why, and we don't necessarily know if it's bad or a problem or anything like that. It's just change. It's just the continuous change. I also love the idea that unintentionally going and seeking the nectar from various flowers to use those as yeast, in order to brew better sake. He was able to pick up like microscopic microbial mushi that act the same way as yeast but are not quite yeast and make your sake glow. I think if you're a brewer, you should probably know that your booze shouldn't be glowing unless you did something weird to it. But hey, it's pretty cool. And then there's this whole ritual scene where the music feels fantastic. The whole process where everybody clearly knows exactly what they're doing here and why they're doing it, but we don't, made this an absolutely fascinating scene to me. It made it absolutely enthralling, and I was enthralled. I don't know what more to say. I thought it was really interesting and really cool trying to figure out what's going on in this ritual and why it's happening from the perspective of an outsider, which we get because we're following an outsider in and he's viewing it for the first time, right? It's not like this is a very different scene if we follow Ginkgo here and he's just like going to the Mushi meet, going to the weekly Mushi swap meet and doing the Koki ritual that we all know is the Koki ritual. It's very different because we're this outsider, this brewer's son, going in here and trying to figure out what's going on and just watching kind of agape at this insane stuff that's going on. I think it's super cool. And then the transition into fight and flight and fear and like why are all these guys chasing me? What the fuck? And not knowing what they're going to do or who they are. And of course we stumble into Ginkgo, and he hears out our story and believes it because it's true. And Ginkgo has pretty good insight. That's really cool. It's really cool. So he explains some things to the kid, and the kid explains some things to him, and we get this scene, which is very like, this is the Mushi moment where we're like, oh, this is Ginkgo, and he's the guy who understands Mushi. But the way he says, like, they're an element of the living world, or what does he say? They're part of that which shapes this world, nothing more, nothing less. But the way he says nothing more, nothing less, and the look in his one eye is like, but they're everything, right? They're everything to Ginkgo. They're his life. They're so much more than nothing more, nothing less, right? And then we return and we put a ribbon on it with the family dynamic and the like respect for his father's brewing and all of that. And then finally the fact that he acid trips every 6 months or so just to figure out his path in life. Yeah, man, sure, go for it. If you tolerate it well and you're able to get something useful out of it, great, do it, man. Have fun. I think this is a fantastic first episode and a fantastic episode in general. I love it to pieces. It's super good. Um Hell yeah. Yeah, great episode. Let's watch another. Let's watch another. I'll take a break, I'll do a sync, and I'll be back in a sec, so I'll see you in a sec. Peace. All right, welcome back for the second verse, same as the first, episode 2 of Mushishi Zoku Show. Let's get straight on into it. Beep beep timer. Okay, so that'll remain part of our intro for at least a little bit. Sorry about the cursor on screen. I was just checking the timing. I was just checking to see whether those 30 seconds were a part of the minute and 30 OP, but they're not. So it's 30 seconds and then a minute and 30 of OP, so a full 2 minutes of intro. Her voice sounds so familiar to me. Like, she reminds me of the first singer for San Fermin, which is a group that I really like the music of. But she's a little bit breathier, so I don't know. Seashells. Which one's warbling? I don't see warbling. I don't hear warbling. Oh, it's rainy. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, in the rain? It's the shells. So warbling like a songbird. Oh. Hi. There's a bird in this shell. There's a bird in this shell. Hello. You are a very cute character design. Pat, 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 pat. Cool shell. Hell yeah. Ah, you stole my cool shell. The fuck? And we were best friends. And we were best friends forever. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Check to make sure that's not a monster. Insight check. No, it's fine. And we were best friends forever. Cool clouds. All right, is that a real person? Is it a ghost? She knows where you live, but you don't know where she lives. Ah, welcome back to reality. What? Why? All right. Oh, hello. Hello, Ginkgo. Hello, hello. Fuck off. All right, a little bit prickly. Oh. Does that have to do with the burbs? The shell burbs? Got some rice. Is the girl there? Nope. Do not carry the rice near the water. That's pretty. Oh. Something just happened. Hello. Whoa, 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 whoa. The rice. The child. I think it just happened. It just started. All right, bud. Well, they're trying to help your child right now. And her voice is gone. Oh, what a great setup with the first, like, jokingly, oh, you can talk? I hate that dude. What is wrong with you? And she cannot speak. Pretty solid metaphor for feeling like you're silenced in your own home. Kind of like the child who lost their... Weird. When shit goes wrong, they end up in shells. Got it, so that's how he knew. Those things are so fucking cute. I hope they sold 1,000,000 little, like, seashells with a little plushie inside. So cute. Oh, great. How do we fix that? Exactly my question. So she has to talk to other people in order... Huh. Fuck you, man. Not do what again? Not talk to other people? The thing that will cure... Fucking this guy. This guy. Cool background. Cool image. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. Something bad. Is this the father of the other girl? Fair enough. Yeah, what's the beef here? The guy on the cliff didn't agree. Thank you for the story, old timer. Oh, shit. Okay. Was it his wife? Jesus. His wife. And he blames him, and he hates them. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like everybody here has a reasonable story, but one is overcome with bitterness and is harming his daughter by being so. That sucks. Hello. Well, now she can't talk at all. Oh, she doesn't know the story. Yeah. Oh. Our family better. Better than Cliffside Guy. Cliffside Guy, stop being a dick. Oh, while he was injured. And the sea is stained red with her blood. Yup. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine that being traumatic. Maybe cause you to become a bit of a recluse. One person could have done something. Right. He blames him so much. Fuck. It all makes sense. Yeah, and he's also overcome with guilt because he blames himself as well. Oh, and Mina's just watching him, unable to sleep. Somehow, maybe he'll get redemption by being able to help save the village? I don't know. I don't know how you write this. Just like him, just like them, just like the chief. But a great diver, like her mom. She's not going and talking to people. A pearl? Hmm. He's here. The resentment. Putting your trust in him, giving him an opportunity. Yeah, fuck. Including you, including your daughter. He's gonna refuse. Yeah. Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. Himself. Yeah. This guy's a good fucking chief. I would want a chief like this, man. I hope he will. All right, if my storytelling senses are right, then today is the day of bad juju. It's coming. Oh, shit. It's coming. Hmm. A wave? A storm? What will it be? What great tension build. What is that? The fish are dying. Oh, no. Yeah, an algae bloom. And it's reminiscent of... Oh, no. All of the fish farm, too. Oh, no. Nothing anyone could do. Yeah. Might as well be blood in the water, right? If they don't figure something out, they're all going to starve. Does it have to do with the pearl? Or whatever he put into? Yeah. Gather what you can, start drying fish. You gotta try again. Yeah, you gotta try again. She hasn't been talking to people. He told you what needed to be done. That's all he can do. They haven't left. That's not the end. That's not the last thing. Yeah. Not at all. I'm expecting a wave. Go to the village? Okay. Yeah, no food. Sell the thing. Sell it to a neighboring village for some rice. Yeah. Literally has me tearing up. Shit. You were the one who left. You were always welcome. And she regained her voice by speaking with the village. Whoa. Hello, Burbs. Bye, Burbs. Oh, wow. Mushishi has literally never done that. Never, ever. Never in the ever. And she has her voice. Fucking nailed it, man. Oh my god. Gorgeous episode. Maybe the best episode, including all of season 1, which is a high, high bar. Literally 3 characters in Ginkgo, right? How do they keep getting away with it? They can't keep getting away with it, man. They can't. Absolutely a glorious episode. I mean, this episode, okay, so this is one of those situations where often I'll use like how long an episode feels as a marker of success, right? Because sometimes if an episode breezes by, that's really cool, and it means that I was really in it. This is the opposite. It feels like it felt like a longer episode, like a 30 or 40-minute double episode. Not because it felt slow or poorly paced or anything like that, but just because of the emotional weight of scene to scene to scene to scene to scene, felt like so much more was going on over the course of the whole episode. And I think this one is really, really deeply impressive, primarily from a writing and characterization standpoint, and also when we get this final sequence, first off the final emotional sequence, and then this big turn to cap it all off. Mushishi has never done a big Sakuga shot like that. Literally never. It doesn't happen. Big full rotating Sakuga shot of the feet and a big pull away. Absolutely stellar. Just really gorgeous with all of the little birds taking flight from their little shells. Absolutely gorgeous looking. fan freaking tastic. But that is not the reason that this episode is so cool. So the first thing I want to say is there are 3 characters in here in Ginkgo. Those characters are the father, the chief, and the girl, right? Like, that's it. That's it. We get a couple of fisherman characters who are there to just be the village, right? They're the voice of the village. They're like, I'm bored of this fish farming, but at least it'll be safe. Bada boom. The opening is perfect, really. Like, the rain falling, it feels ominous. There's an emotion when he turns here in the faraway shot. Like, I get a feeling out of this shot of him in the coat, in the raincoat with it over his backpack and over his head. I get a feeling from it, and it sets up the rest of the episode as he hears the warbling of the seashells and checks it out. And we don't know what that's going to be. We meet this character. Her design is fantastic. It's so simple and so cute, and I love her. And I just love her. I love the way that everything in the episode looks, but that is not the thing that matters here. Off searching for seashells and runs into this other girl. And they are like Romeo and Juliet. Their parents have problems, but they don't, right? They run into each other and do nice things for each other because they're nice people and they're children, right? They're not like, that's my seashell. I am, because I'm making jokes about it as we go through. Like, I know that I made jokes at that point, but that's not what they're doing, right? They're just being kids and looking for the seashells. And it's freaking cute. Are you collecting them too? Yeah, and she shows her the thing about the ocean. The setup of so you can talk, because as we're going to find out, she goes into the village and doesn't talk to anybody because her father has ordered her not to, right? Brilliant. Brilliant. And then the fact that she loses her voice a little bit later and the other girls don't believe that she ever could talk is amazing. And there's only one person who's there who will stand up for her, and it's her. Okay, so they go, they find more seashells, they hear the sound. Bye. And I'm fully thinking, like, okay, this story is about a ghost girl who lives by the sea or something. I don't know. But no. Then we meet the father, and everything about the father screams like, this is an abusive relationship. But why? Why is it the way that it is? Because it's not like an abusive relationship. It's not like he's attempting to hurt his daughter in any way. But there's something off here. There's something wrong with the way that he acts and the way that he speaks to her. Now, simply ordering his daughter around, that culturally and in the time, it makes sense. That's fine. But then the caveat, and don't speak to the shore folk, is like, okay, why are you so insular? Why so isolated? Why this desire to keep your daughter away from them? What's going on there? And all of those questions get answered. I love this shot. Something about just the positioning of the two characters is really perfect. I love it. And him just being like, and everything about this guy is suspicious and a little bit hateful, right? Who's asking? Who are you? Why are you coming here? Well, something's going wrong. And he responds eventually with, well, I'm going to take care of my own. And that's all that is going to be to it. And she makes this choice, listens to the seashell, and something flashes in her eyes and goes weird. She hears the birds. An impending disaster. And he says, one will happen, and soon. I'll protect my own family, because no one's going to do it for me. But he doesn't say that, right? We get this impression of it, maybe. This feeling of like, okay, something's weird with this guy. But he doesn't say, because no one else will, because someone has failed me in the past. But we can infer it. And then the story unfolds and shows it to us. This whole interaction with the other children is great, and then the dad comes over and drags her away. And of all people, why would you talk to her? And we see her being dragged behind him, just unable to speak. This in and of itself is a metaphor, a really powerful and rough metaphor for feeling like you don't have a voice in your own household, which is a feeling that I resonate with pretty deeply. And it sucks. It's the worst. What's wrong? Spit it out, but you can't, right? I know that feeling. Not because I didn't have a voice, but because it didn't matter what I would say. So Ginkgo takes a peek, takes a look, thinks about it, and figures it out. Is there a cure? Well, she has to go speak with other children, but he doesn't want that. Okay. So his own reluctance, his own resistance, his own desire for self-sufficiency and to stand on his own without these relying on other people because he thinks other people will let him down, harms him and harms his daughter, right? So, bad things, man the nets, man the cages, but he has good reason, and the old timer gets to tell us the story. He didn't pull her out of the water. He pulled his own wife out first. And so the diver's husband quit and stopped fishing with us, and he resolved never to lose another person that way, right? And so he started the farms. Amazing, amazing piece of storytelling, of decision making over like a decade-long span of a story coming to its conclusion because of Ginkgo's presence, right? So we juxtapose the two houses. We meet the daughter, not allowed to talk to me. I'm sorry. And we see this guilt in him, right? Like, the issue is what could he have ever done differently? Like all of the people, all the fishermen said, I probably would have done the same thing. Like, and the thing is, the guy on the mountainside, on the cliffside, he knows it too. He blames the chief for not saving his wife, but he knows that there's nothing to be done about it. It's a full, terrible shikataganai. But really, really, truly, he blames himself because he was injured and he wasn't out on the boat. Because if he was there, maybe he could have dragged her out of the water before the sharks got her. Who knows? And his daughter hears it, and we clash this familial relationship with the head pats with the lack of love seemingly in the other familial relationship. Delivering the news, blood in the water, the chief on his knees, and a person is changed forever by this moment. And he makes this choice. From now on, I'll protect my own family. So here's the thing. It's not just from now on, I'll protect my own family. It's no one else will protect my family, therefore I will, right? The thing about that is it's self-fulfilling, right? If you say, I'm going to distance myself from society, I'm going to distance myself from the people around me because nobody's going to help me, well, nobody's going to help you. And so you just confirm your own beliefs, and you confirm them harder, and you confirm them harder, and you confirm them harder because it keeps being true up until the point where something changes. And the thing that changes, we could say that it's Ginkgo's arrival, and it is because that's the like start of it, because he recognizes, oh, there's an omen, there's something bad, and he tells as many people about it as possible. But the thing that really, really changes is the next day or the next night or whatever, when the chief steps up and goes up to his door, right? Because it's true. Nobody's going to come and protect your family if you keep staying isolated, unless someone goes out of their way to try to include you. And that's what the chief does, which makes me respect him so much as a character and as a like leader of people, which he is supposed to be. We also do the setup for the pearl, and he's trying to protect his daughter, right? Keep this, don't tell anyone, save it. You can live off of this for a while. And I was wondering as soon as that came up, like, how is that going to play in here? And these two guys completely at odds, but he's trying to reach out. But do you have any idea what's going to happen? You're the one who knows the sea best. Out of all of my fishermen, all of the people in the village, you always were the one who knew best. You're needed, you're wanted, right? We want you to be a part of us. And if you're a part of us, we'll help you. We failed to in the past, but we don't want to fail again, and we didn't mean to then, right? So much is unspoken, and yet so much is said. I'm not about to let anyone die on my watch again. Not again. Never. Please come back. Please come back, right? But he can't hear this. He physically is incapable of hearing what is being said right now until a little bit later. Could you please come back to the village and help with the fish farm? And he feels like he has to come and like ask and like beg to come back in later, right? He can't hear it. He's incapable of it. He's hurt. He's broken, and he's been that way for a decade, and just been confirming it and like making it more ingrained in his soul over that entire time. The chief is proud of the fish farm, which is something that was spurred by his wife's death, right? He wants to prevent people from ever dying again. Absolutely amazing moves. Absolutely amazing characterization. I know you blame me, but you can't. Yeah, there's someone you blame more than me. You can't go on blaming yourself. You have to stop. Please, please, please. Come back to the village. And he can't hear it. It clashes with everything that he believes about himself and about the world and about the chief and about the village and about everything. And they recede deeper in. It's going to happen. We don't know what it is. I love the tension build here. Because I'm sitting here like looking at the horizon, like, is there a wave coming? And so it puts me in the exact mindset of all of these people who are sitting there like, is our whole livelihood going to be destroyed by a giant tidal wave? Are all our houses going to get broken down? Is a storm going to come up over the horizon? What's going to happen? And the answer is something more insidious and worse, a red tide, mimicking the blood in the water from the sharks, which makes it visually super interesting and super rough for the characters. And all of the fish die. Everything that they've worked for dies and is gone and is fucked. So we come to the next day and they're scooping fish out of the nets. He tells him some stuff, and then he checks and they're still staying away. Why? Something's still wrong. Why? Don't go out diving yet. And he shows up. And he does exactly that. He tells them, don't go diving yet, because he knows something. He confirms what the chief said about him and like understanding the sea and this idea that maybe the red tide will make the shellfish poisonous. Don't go fishing for them. I know that's screwed, right? Like, what else can we do? We need food. And he offers the pearl that Mina found. And I'm choking up because something about this scene, about the jump from, no, I have to protect myself. No, I have to keep everything that I make and hold on to it because the world is hard and all that anyone is going to do is they're going to take it from me. The jump from that to the selfless act of giving the pearl to the village, we can all survive together. And the way that it affects the chief, Mina found that pearl, but to give us something so precious. But in exchange, right, he feels like he has to trade for the right to come back. Please let me and my daughter come back to the village. And shout outs to this voice actor. I know that jumped for a sec. Incredible. Yes, of course. And we confirm in narration that people died from the shellfish. We show that Mina has her voice back. She sees this incredible moment of all of these Mushi birds flying away. And we find out what the bird Mushi in the opening is, which is super cool. And we hear her speak, oh, coming. And we watch them all fly. And there's a particular focus put on this particular bird, which just flaps kind of in place for the whole thing. So that we end up watching it. Which helps us to avoid noticing that a lot of the birds are copy-pasted, which is very good. It's really well done. Visually stellar episode. Emotionally powerful episode. Extraordinary character writing. The character of the man on the cliff, Sakichi, who, or unless that's the chief, I'm not sure, who is hurt by society and then goes and lives in isolation, and by living in isolation confirms for himself and ingrains deeper within himself this idea that nobody is going to help him and that he shouldn't help anybody in turn, right? That the world is hard and that nobody helps each other and that culture is a lie and society is bullshit and blah, 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 blah. These are very easy ideas to slip into. And they're not entirely false, right? They're true if you make them true. But I think the flip side is also true, which is that if you are part of a society, are part of a culture, are part of a group, and you give unto them, people help you. It's just that in this particular circumstance, they couldn't. They fucking physically couldn't. And so 10 years of time were spent blaming and self-hating and being alone and trying to stay alone and trying to keep his daughter away because he's trying to protect her, right? But it's not working. Can't work. It could never work. And what works is what he does at the end, is giving the pearl, coming back into the village, reconciling. And what works is the chief coming up to his door and saying, "Hey, we need you. You need us, but we need you. You're valuable. You matter. You're a part of our family, our culture, our town, our village, our fishing crew, our everything. We need you." And it cannot sink in until it has to. And then it does. And the world changes. Like that. I fucking love this episode. I want to know who wrote it. I know who wrote it. It's the mangaka. But I want to know who, like, did all the things for it and stuff, you know? I want to know who directed it and shit. Give me a sec. Storyboard Koichiro Sotome. That sounds familiar. And episode direction also Koichiro Sotome. Okay. I mean, the episode directed a bunch of episodes of the first season, has some key animation credits on some random episodes of some random things. Episode directed episode 5 of Penguin Drum, but mostly nothing that I've seen. So, interesting. Very interesting. Fantastic work on this episode, I think. I think absolutely fantastic work on this episode. I love episode 2 of Mushishi's Zoku Show. It's fucking sick. Every part of it. The blood in the water, like, callback to his wife's death and how that shifts things. The way that we switch between scene to scene and which scenes we switch between when for juxtaposition and for creating a feel. The character of the daughter, the character of the father, the character of the chief. Ginkgo's presence as just somebody who kind of walks by and notices something is up. The fear of these villagers. The moment when we're waiting for something to come up over the horizon and reveal what the terror will be. It's all, I can't imagine it being better. And all of the backgrounds and all of the art and all the characters and all the things all line up to make it as good as it needs to be to make all of those things make sense. Stellar, fully a 10 out of 10 episode. Amazing. Fantastic. Love it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I got nothing more to say. I love it. I think it's amazing. I'll see you next week for more. Peace.